Hi guys, Veggie back, and I'd like to do a few product reviews every now on the channel. I've been sent a Nacon controller, and the controller that I've been using for like the last year or so is Nacon, so I thought, absolutely, I'd love to see what else they've brought out. Then I found out it was actually a wired controller. Now, I guess you might say that I'm on the casual side of the gaming spectrum, because I'm not trying to enter any tournaments or everything, guys, and so for me, having a wired controller does almost feel like a step back. But after experiencing this controller, the wired, the Nacon Revolution X wired Xbox and PC controller, I can absolutely see the appeal now. It's got a couple of very nice features in it that we'll be discussing in this video. And so, yeah, I got sent this controller, and we're going to go through an unboxing and then have a look at its little quirks. Because, like I say, this is a good controller, guys, and my previous Nacon has been amazing as well. And the price point isn't too high either. And so I'm going to give my thoughts in this video, and yes, a little bit of comparison. And yeah, will the wired... will it win me over with the wired? I don't know what that meant. Sorry there, I think my brain just had a meltdown. Anyway, like I say, this is an Xbox and PC controller. I will be reviewing it from the perspective of a PC gamer, because I actually don't have one of the more recent Xboxes. In fact, the only Xbox I've actually ever owned was actually the massive brick of a one that came out originally. But this will be a viewpoint from the PC perspective. But from what I gather, all the features that are entailed in this controller are completely accessible on the PC, including the Dolby Atmos, which you get from the jack in the bottom. Which you need to download an app to activate, but that's a really nice feature, the fact that you're able to get high quality audio through a controller like that with the assistance of Dolby. I was going to make a joke about it being wired for sound because it's a wired controller and that giving you the ability to use Dolby, but if you're watching this video, you probably won't understand that reference, and so I'm not going to make that joke. One other thing which it says on the cover is that it's 3 meters, it has a 3 meter USB cable, guys, which is excellent. And excuse the pun, but seriously, that is excellent, because very often with these controllers that you get, particularly with the wireless ones, I guess, but when you get them, the wire is usually a meter at most. So 3 meters, that is brilliant. That is a really good plus. But either way, let's open up and see what we've got. Now, obviously, the most exciting part of getting a controller like this is the paperwork that comes with the controller. You get I think for like a newsletter that you can sign up for and get 10% off other Nacon stuff. You get the safety information, stuff like don't shove it in your eye and things like that. The Dolby instructions to download the app so you can activate the Dolby sound, which again, very nice feature. And of course, the actual program manual as well. When it comes to controllers, programmable buttons, they're not something which I tend to particularly go into, but I will be showing you on the software later on how you can customize it, because it's to a high level, guys, it really is. But here's the main event though, guys. Look at that case. I mean, I think that is absolutely gorgeous, and it's really nice quality. It is a proper hard box as well. It feels like it could, take a lot of damage. I wouldn't suggest trying to drive over it or anything, but it certainly does feel like it could take quite a bit of impact if we were to drop it for whatever reason. Here's that wonderful cable. Oh my goodness. I mean, yes, this is convenient, guys, because very often, like I say, I guess with wireless controllers, which is what I'm used to, the wire is stupidly short, but even for a wired controller, 3 meters, that's pretty much as long as you're going to need it. I don't know, unless you want to be gaming in another room. I don't know if that's, like, the fashion nowadays. You have a lovely cloth for cleaning. This will probably never get used, my personal one, but if you would like to keep your controllers nice and sparkling, you can. The controller itself, which is absolutely gorgeous. It does feel a little bit light when you take it out of the package for the first time, but we'll be explaining on how you can actually make it feel a lot better and customize it in all these lovely ways. Seriously, I love these things, guys, because we had this little box in my previous Nacon, and yes, these are awesome, and I'll be going through those in just a moment. So just a little size comparison to my other Nacon. This is the PS4 Revolution Pro controller, guys. Already customized it with the way that I like. And it's pretty much the same size. Obviously the Xbox one does have this lovely, I don't know what you call it, but it's a nice feeling bit here. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry guys, I'm not a professional reviewer, but yes, the knobbly bits does feel very, very nice in the hand. It certainly doesn't feel like it's going to be slipping out. The PS4, like I guess you'd say edition of this, does feel a little like, you know, smoother, so it could possibly slide around your hands if games are getting intense and your hands are sweating. This is not going to go anywhere with the Xbox One. This actually does feel very, very solid in the hand. Obviously one advantage, well I guess it's an advantage, of having the wired controller is that it removes any latency, and so there's going to be no excuse if you get your butt kicked in a game. It's not going to be down to latency, so you can't use that as an excuse, which in my personal opinion detracts from the controller a little bit. But if you want to erase latency so you're having a completely fair crack at the whip, that is absolutely one of the plus points. And also it does allow for the Dolby audio, which is a huge benefit to this controller. So you may have heard the excitement in my voice when I was doing the unboxing and got to this point, guys. I absolutely love these things. This was in the Unlimited, I think it's the PlayStation 1 is called, in fact, Pro controller. You can really customize your controller really, really nicely. So we'll go into the thumbsticks first. It comes in the box with concave buttons. That's how I like to roll. I've always loved concave joysticks, I should say, not buttons. The buttons are smooth. But if you're not a fan of the concave, if you want to go non-cave, that isn't the correct term. But if you want the buttons to be smoother, guys, then you can obviously adjust for these. They just pop out really easily. It's like it's such a smooth action and everything. You pop that in, pop in the new controller, and now you've got smooth buttons instead of concave, not non-cave. I had to look up the names of these things, but you also get these shafts, which it allows you to customize the controller in a really nice way, guys. I think that this actually really adds a lot to the experience of the controller and making it exactly how you like it to be. So you pop off the joystick head, pop on one of the shafts, and it limits how far the controller will actually move. And so if you, I guess you'd want the shaft to be thicker. This sounds so wrong. If you want if you want to be able to, for the button to react extremely quickly, then you want the shaft to be wider because it takes less time to get to the edge of the ring in the joystick area. And so it feels great. As I remember with my previous Nacon, I have the very thick shaft for the left stick, and then I think the medium one for the right stick. That just feels right to me, guys. I think it's for first-person shooters, where your movement stick, which is obviously the left joystick, is immediately going around, but your viewing joystick, you're able to be a lot more subtle with the movements, so you can react a lot quicker. So that's how I have it set up, guys. But like I say, you're only going to know your perfect setup when you actually get a hold of this controller yourself. Going on to the weights, guys. Now, this is another really fun part of it. Like I said, when you open up the box for the first time, the controller does feel quite light. I know a lot of people do actually prefer the controllers to be very light like this, guys. But not me, though, guys. I like my controllers to be a little bit more meatier. This is sounding really strange, especially if I'm vegan. But you can customize it by just popping off the shells at the back and popping in a weight. Now, you have different weight sizes, guys, which is, I mean, I love the detail. It almost feels draconian in the fact that you have all these different weights and everything. I like to go with the heaviest weight. I do actually like my controller to feel quite hefty and like it could do some damage. But each to their own. And like I say, you'll only really know exactly how you want the controller to be once you get a hold of it yourself. You also do have the customizable buttons on the back. One thing I've got to say is that they are larger than they were on the Ultimate Unlimited. Okay, it is the Unlimited, I apologise. The Unlimited PS4 version, which has them a much smaller. Now that is obviously can be a good or a bad thing. On the Xbox controller, they feel a lot nicer, and they're definitely easier to access because they're like you know, they're exactly where your fingers land, or at least where my fingers land on the back of the controller. Whereas with the PS4 one, the Unlimited, my fingers personally land just beneath it. Now, like I say, I never use those buttons anyway, and if I was to put a downside to the Xbox One, I guess, is that I feel like these are going to be a lot easier to press by mistake. But like I say, you can customize them though, and so that really isn't a detractor at all. I'm just giving you my initial genuine thoughts on how it feels. You have the program button on the back. You got classic and advanced modes, and then you can circle through all the different presets that you have on the controller, and the LED on the front will show you which one has been selected. Getting onto the playtesting side of it, guys, this controller feels really good. Like I say, the slightly, I don't know what you call it, but the like the rougher sides to it really does feel like it's not going to go anywhere in your palm, and so it really does feel like a real natural fit. With Nacon and with the previous one, it feels so great to use these controllers. It really does feel like it's responding to everything that you want when you want it to. And once you've customized it, it genuinely just takes it to the next level. It really does. I apologize to use that cheesy term, but it really does feel excellent in the palm. Once you've customized it, it's almost like you want to customize it depending on what type of gameplay you want, but after a while I think you will find your ultimate fit with it and just stick with exactly how you want. Like I say, I actually did use different shafts for left and right, and that's how that works for me, but it will be different for you guys, and that's what I love about these controllers, is that it gives you that customization, and it really isn't that high a price point. And so when it comes to the gameplay, guys, I got no complaints. Like I was saying with the pads on the back, pressing them accidentally, I haven't actually experienced that yet. I think that maybe in like more extreme gaming situations, you might accidentally press them, but I certainly actually haven't run into that problem at all. And so, quite frankly, it's a 10 out of 10 when it comes to the playtest. And of course, you don't have the latency, which is going to be an improvement over the Unlimited, which, quite frankly, I've never experienced any latency with it, but if it's wired, you know there's not going to be any latency. And obviously you have the Dolby edition in there as well with the sound ports, which really is a lovely feature. Okay, so this is the Nacon Revolution X software that you can download from the Microsoft Store. It's very easy to find. It's where you can update your drivers very, very simply. It's also where you can customize your controller. So we're going to go into Manage Profile. And here you can see the different modes that are already installed on the controller. We have racing games, first-person shooters, arcade fighting games, and infiltration? Okay, I'm not exactly sure what that means, but yes, you've got the 4 different sets there already. You can also customize your own profile. You can have a look at what the profiles currently are in like the different modes and so on. And as you can see, you have a hell of a lot of customization in this. I mean, it's all response curves and things like this. This is an insane amount of detail. This is definitely a controller if you want to go pro and you really want to give yourself as much of an edge as absolutely possible. Because look at this stuff. This is absolutely insane. The amount of detail. You could probably spend hours in here customizing exactly how you want it, even the equalizer in the audio port. But yeah, the triggers, having all different sorts of options with the rumble pack, and like, yeah, how much pressure you need to push down. So maybe you want that, because obviously with the triggers, it takes half a second to actually press them. You can obviously limit that to be as fast as you like it to be. So the customization level in this controller is ridiculous. Yes, including the lighting, which we'll have a look at in just a moment, guys, because this is one of my favorite features. But it really is a fantastic controller if you want to be customizing. I've certainly never seen anything like this before, in fact, and so to me at least, this is the most customizable controller that I ever experienced. But it's unbelievable the level of you know, like the how much the vibration is with the rumble packs on either side of the controller. Yes, it's amazing. But we're going to create a new profile now. This is how you actually customize it. If you go into display and edit profile, you're not able to customize completely, and so we actually do want to go into customization. Name your profile, and then you're able to customize it completely, guys. And so look at this, the response curves of all the different types of you know, not even different types of games, but like the different types of actions that you do in the games. It's phenomenal. But we're gonna have a look at the customization part, guys, because this really is the sort of thing which I absolutely love. I remember when I first found out that you could customize the speech bubbles in Final Fantasy VII. I spent hours customizing it exactly how I wanted it to look, and you could really get some very nice designs going with these with the optional colors. One little thing which I have noticed whilst playing around with this software briefly is that there seems to be an issue with connectivity. So I find that if I use the mouse on this software and then attempt to use the controller again later, it'll have a connection issue. This could be fixed with an update. Obviously, like, these controllers do get updated and everything. And so what I do is unconnect it, reconnect it. Then after a few seconds, it should pop up, and just stick to using the actual controller itself. Because like I said, if you use the mouse, it seems to confuse the program a little bit. You go into your profiles, you can duplicate it here, which is very, very nice. Assign it as a slot and everything. But we're going to go in, move over to the colors, and straight away, once you start selecting them, they start to change on the controller itself, which is, it looks great. It really does, actually. It's such a nice feature, and so it's the sort of thing which really impresses me. I'm sure that some people would go like over above with it, but I think it just makes the controller look so, like, it makes it look look unique. I nearly said really unique. Things cannot be really unique; they're either unique or not. But it certainly can make your controller look unique. And obviously you have the effects as well. Like I say, you want to stick to using the controller rather than the mouse, in my experience. And yeah, the pulsing, circling. Yeah, I think it's great. Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to say, okay, I'll have to show you this, but yes, I kind of like circle, to be honest. Okay, that's pretty amazing. I do love that. So the customization level in this controller is insane, and like I say, if you're a pro player, guys, you're really going to love these little features. So all in all, guys, this is an excellent controller. It really is, guys. The Revolution X, the amount of customization that you can do in it, for me at least, I won't be using a lot of it. I'm not sure if anyone will actually use every feature, but there are definitely features which I will be taking advantage of in it. I mean, that's kind of the point. I can say that some of the options are a little bit over the top, but then again, that feature may be really useful to a certain type of player. So the fact that you can change it to such a level it just means it's the controller for everyone, I guess is the best way of putting it. When it comes to how it feels, the vibration level, the weight, the joystick tops and everything, it's an excellent controller, guys. It currently retails for just under £90 in the UK, guys, and I think that if you can afford a little bit more investment in your controllers, this is absolutely controller for you guys. The level of customization really means that you can make it exactly the controller that you want it to be. Some will feel the wired cable does detract a little bit, but like I say, there is a reason for it. You get that high quality sound, and you get absolutely no excuses when it comes to latency. Which again, I like to be able to blame my my tools sometimes, but either way, this is an excellent controller. So yes, go and check it out. Thanks to Nacon for sending this to me. Like I say, the products that I've used in the past have been absolutely stellar. They really, really have. And thank you very much to Jackie and Lou for making this happen as well. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm the Veggie Gamer. I can't even say my name today. I've been the Veggie Gamer, and I'll see you next time.